All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 8 o'clock. It's Thursday, April 23rd. And I hear myself. Sin.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I thought you had that RTX sound thing going.
Are you? We just started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tech Talk Thursdays where myself, Kev, and Sin go through this week's tech topics. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Hope you're having a great Thursday, a great week so far. The weekend is almost here. For some people, it already is. And for others, we probably just forgot what day it is. I ended up calling. Day in the week
for me.
This is your friendly reminder. It's Thursday.
Yeah. I thought today was June 2nd, 2019 for a brief moment. Called wondering why somebody was charging me money. And they were like, what? What are you talking about? Well, I've got this bill that says June. Oh, wait. It's April in 2020. All right. You know what? I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you later.
On with that, ma'am.
It was not a good look for me today. But it's fine. It's Thursday. I'm with you, gentlemen, and we've got some things to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so what do we got going on here?
So, oh shit. Something happened with my mic for a second. I don't know what the fuck that was. So let's go ahead and get started off with some of the news in tech. First starting off with Apple, or the ACLU giving Apple and Google's coronavirus contact tracing API a mixed reception. I noticed something we were talking about last week in kind of the implications that can come from tracing people for things, I mean, for good, but where it can ultimately end up at the end of this. Apparently, according to the ACLU, they're saying that Apple Google proposal, for instance, offers a strong start when measured against these technology principles rather than track sensitive location histories. The Apple Google protocol aims to use Bluetooth technology to record one's phone proximity to another. Then if a person tests positive, those logs can be used to notify people who were within Bluetooth range and refer them for testing, recommend self-isolation, or encourage treatment if any exist. Which sounds weird because how do you, if you're not...
There's tea there.
Huh?
There's tea there.
Yeah, but yeah, my question is like, how are you telling people that, hey, you may want to get tested if you weren't collecting contact information? So, yeah, that's weird.
I'm trying to imagine this as somehow they're just like, hey, the person on, I mean, the question would be, how do you know whether someone's tested positive or not?
Well, I think, again, like I mentioned last week, those people are volunteering into it.
I mean, I'm guessing if that's the case, then you could probably use Bluetooth to be like, hey, this person voluntarily told us that this is the thing they tested positive for, and just warn other nearby devices.
But see, the thing is, like, are you getting contact? Like, I mean, I think my issue is like, are you pulling contact information through Bluetooth to acquire that information?
Or are you using their phone to send a message?
See, I think the issue is
because I'm guessing it would be a thing of you would have to say, hey, I want to note that I'm actually positive for this, and therefore I would like to send a message to Bluetooth devices within range.
But isn't this implying that this is happening, like people will be notified after patient zero test positive, not while you're walking, because you're not supposed to be out. If you have it, why are you out in the first place? Like, I feel like if contact tracing, yeah, there's that. But yeah, if you're contact tracing people and you're positive and they know you're positive, I feel like instead of like on top of letting people know, hey, I'm positive, you should be letting the cops know that, hey, I'm positive and I'm out in the street. Here's my GPS location. Please take me home. Escort me back to my local home where I can't go out and infect other people like a crazy person.
Hmm. Oh, do you like the Las Vegas mayor would volunteer people for? I'm just.
Yeah, I was hearing some stuff about Las Vegas. I didn't get a chance to follow up on that. What's going on with Las Vegas?
You need to watch that one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the 30-second version
Mm-hmm.
because that is not tech talk, and that's going to take us into a completely different place. However,
It
the
will
mayor
be
of Los Angeles, on a news interview,
Las Vegas.
said that she would, thank you, said that the city, that the whole city should just reopen up, and that she would be perfectly fine with her city being a case for what happens if people go out into the city with coronavirus without proper protections.
Right.
I'm just like, what's up, Dark Side? I'm just like, hold on. Let's just talk about the fact that you literally said, hey, I am going to use my powers in a public office, which are given to me by the constituents of my city, to volunteer them for what is basically an experiment, only for the people to clap back and go, we're not like people to be used in a petri dish. That's not how this works.
You ever seen the Belko experiment? I like that.
I mean,
but on a grander scale. Like, oh yeah, let's see what happens, y'all.
My thing is with this, because I would hope that like there's like, all right, we're gonna open it, but then everyone else has the comments is like, all right, she crazy, but I'm not going out in that. But then I think about all the companies that will want their employees to come back to work. Yeah,
and people that want to gamble.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Then this is on brand for Las Vegas, because people are just fucking gambling with their lives now.
Well, like, here's the thing: the people, no, like, the thing is, the protesters, or like, there aren't like people protesting or asking for this. The mayor said that she would just volunteer to open up the city and see what happened. The people of the city were just like, ma'am, no, ma'am,
nah,
we do not volunteer for this. What do you mean?
I did not volunteer as tribute.
I mean, you can say what you want. We staying in the house. P.S. Stay in the house.
Yeah, no.
Stay your ass home.
Gamble at home. There's plenty of websites you can do that. Yeah, I like blackjack.
So yeah, that's what's happening with Las Vegas. We can talk about that after stream though, because it's
yeah, we can.
It's a whole thing.
I'm gonna need to go paint some more. This is bad. But yeah. So the ACLU, essentially though, the ACLU is like, they're like, man, it's okay. It could be better, but it's okay. I mean, granted, anything that's collecting information on citizens without, knowledge is not going to be looked at fondly by the ACLU, the EFF, or anything like that. But
because it's problematic.
It is. There are definitely inherent evils with this. And it's like, but it's not like when you create something, you can easily just destroy it.
You can't turn that bad boy off.
Right.
Put that
so,
back in the bottle.
Like, it sucks.
Well,
like,
also,
I mean, go ahead.
And also really important here to note is that these are good reactions to have, right? I think on our part as citizens, when these proposals come up, the proper response is a certain level of skepticism. Like,
right.
How is this supposed to look? How is this supposed to work? What about these considerations? Especially, like, that would be the proper thing to do in a well and normal functioning government. And of course, it's been in a state of like dysfunction since like conception. So there's that.
Ooh, speak the words.
But yeah, well,
they don't call it the American experiment for nothing. So that's pretty much where it comes from.
Ooh, oh boy, I can't. All right,
but at the very least, if they're from what I've seen of their work, if it hasn't set off every alarm for the ACLU on this one, if it hasn't set off like all of their bells and whistles, then I am willing to still side eye it from a distance, but maybe it could be a good idea. Like, they've gone from like a 1 to a 4 out of 10.
Right.
On this being a good idea. It's still like not anywhere near a high rating, but like, I mean, I'm not necessarily about to riot.
I honestly think with Apple being attached to it. Huh? Go ahead.
No, I think I'm just gonna piggyback to what Sensei said. Like, I think the ACLU is pretty much cracking their knuckles on this. Like, they
Oh
pretty much
yeah,
getting ready. Like,
and
just taking the notes right now.
but the thing is too, like I feel with Apple being attached to it again, not to just be some Apple fanboy with it, but I feel like with Apple attached to it, there's going to be some level of security. Because again, if I feel like Apple has kind of won my trust in a little bit for standing up to the government, said, fuck you, I'm not going to open this phone. Sure, we get why you want it open. Trust and believe we want you to find the guy too. But once we create it for this one phone, it's this whole thing of once you create it, we cannot destroy it. So like I feel
and
like
that's the biggest point of skepticism for me. It's not is this a good idea at this moment, but more okay, well, what happens once we're done? Where does that information go? How are we disposing of that? How are we handling it?
I think the easiest thing, yeah, like I would think of
there's just not an easy way to deal with that question, you know?
Like every time I route one way, well, they can go this way, but like, no, there's, yeah, all right, fine. There's no easy way. There's no good answer to this. We just hope that people secure shit and hope that it doesn't get in any bad hands, but we can hope.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. All right, next up, I know there's a lot of people that are locked at home. They're trying to get to the top of the social ladder. Of course, we got that TikTok app. Apparently some researchers have found out that, some of those TikTok servers are, well, not the TikTok servers, but TikTok pulls videos from unsecured servers, which means they can be hijacked and it can be used to spread misinformation. Like this one. Oh, wait, can it be? Okay, there we go. So yeah, apparently some researchers created some COVID-19 misinformation videos and just snuck it. They took over celebrity TikTok accounts and started posting COVID misinformation. Like taking that medicine that was just proved to say, hey, it don't work. The coxacillin, I don't know what I pronounce it.
Hydrochloroquine.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep thinking of fish.
It's a anti-malaria drug that is good for malaria, and yet they think it might be good for COVID, and it's like, and then they found out, oh yeah, that anti-malaria drug, it is really good for malaria. So if you in the jungle, you're all right. So, but
they out here with this whole COVID-19 being like, just take some Tussin and go back to bed.
Exactly.
That's kind of like, listen, no.
So I would be fine if they just said buy Robitussin, because that pretty much wouldn't do any very good either. But at least
it'd been cheap.
It'd been cheaper than a medicine that is for one thing and not for another thing. It's still dumb, but it's like people won't go bankrupt trying to buy something that won't work.
Washing hands too often causes skin cancer. What the fuck?
That's just wow.
But yeah, like, so if you are one of the many millions of users who are using TikTok, I do recommend that you be careful. Again, like, even though they're showing, even for this example, they were showing misinformation for COVID-19 by hijacking celebrity video or celebrity channels, there's no telling what else people could do. So yeah, be careful out there. If you really need to watch a TikTok video, just get Instagram and let people post TikTok videos in the Instagram stories, because that's how I'm watching them.
And Twitter. That's how I'm watching.
Oh yeah, Twitter. Speaking of TikTok videos, y'all see that one about the roots? A woman did some math work to figure out how long a woman who has been protesting has been not getting your hair done because her main excuse was
great.
she wanted to get her hair done. It's like, ma'am, you haven't got your hair done since October, just based off of math. It was great.
They had
I loved
receipts
it.
and they had receipts. They did calculations. They were just like, it was this much measurement. And I'm just like,
it was an engineer's dream.
I'm just sitting here, just like, like leave it to the internet. We don't let y'all lie about nothing. What's up, Evo?
You love to see it. You love to see it.
It was.
You love to see it.
It was the best. I woke up. I woke up to that one. I was like, oh, yep, today's going to be a good day. But then my son had other plans. Whew. All right. Here's a bit of good news. If you like 20,000 streaming services to where the internet is becoming cable again, we have one more for you. HBO Max is coming May 27th. Is that rock? Is that just thunderous applause? Are we excited for HBO Max?
I'm just looking at these tumbleweeds in the shape of Game of Thrones tumbling across the landscape of streaming services. You wanted to step in with that versus like all of everyone's childhood nostalgia and good Disney programming. And which streaming service was it? I think it was Netflix that said we're about to have like the whole of the Last Airbender series. HBO, what are you actually bringing to the table?
So it looks like they're bringing. They're bringing CNN, TNT, TBS, the CW, TCM, Adult Swim, and more with series like The Big Bang Theory and South Park.
Big Bang Theory episodes.
The one good thing about HBO Max coming out is the fact that I am an AT&T internet subscriber, so I get it for free.
Okay, then you can tell us whether that was worthwhile or not.
That's
what we'll do. We'll expect you to put that on a Tech Talk Thursday and tell us if it was worth.
Wait, what you mean AT&T internet?
So
you get it for free?
I'm pointing at my monitor, like everybody can see my finger, so I'm using my mouse to do this. Specifically, DirecTV, Uverse, and AT&T subscribers who already pay for AT&T will get access to HBO Max at no additional cost.
Looks like I'm getting it too.
Get to watch all that Big Bang Theory, baby.
Yeah, waste your time on the Big Bang Theory. And honestly speaking, the only good thing out of that list that I heard so far was the CW programming. At least you get to watch Smallville, maybe.
I'm gonna catch that I'm gonna catch that TNT program. Watch some Franklin and Bash. It's gonna be great.
Wait, is DC United and DC Universe is involved in that too? Or how's that gonna work out?
Because I'm pretty sure DC Universe isn't all the DC shows on the CW too, or are those direct to Netflix specials?
I don't know.
I can find out real quick. I think the Arrow, for example, is CW.
Yeah, the Arrow is CW.
Arrow, let's say Arrow.
So like because Arrow is DC, and I think all the other related stuff is also DC.
Batwoman. What else?
So
Legend
wait a minute.
of Tomorrow.
So Sin, you mean to tell me though, you're not excited to finally see Friends again after it's being taken off of Netflix? Friends is going to be on HBO Max.
Friends and Seinfeld are those two shows that have basically been passed around to every network. It's like every installation of Microsoft Word that you have where the paperclip just pops up just to remind you that he was there.
Not Seinfeld. Seinfeld, that when Hulu got it a couple of years ago, like that was the first time it's ever been on a streaming service.
Right.
Maybe The Office. The Office has been kind of passed around a bit.
Same thing for Living Single. Living Single's on Hulu. So
okay, Living Single we stand for. So I mean that's fine. Yeah. We're here for that. Mm-hmm. Living Single is what if Friends were interesting?
Right. I think what actor was from that from Friends was that what if they made Friends but black people, and everybody was quick to point out Living Single, like it existed.
David Schwimmer that said that. And I'm like, Living Single came out before Friends. Google it, people. I'm
Ooh.
telling you. So living single. Like France is the living single of is their living single. So that's how that works out.
Trey, think about it.
You know what? I'm not gonna do it today. I'm not gonna do it today.
Where's my Hotep hat?
Ooh. Don't let Tilly hit it.
What in the name of Khadijah?
Open your third eye, fam.
Open your third eye. Wait, where it? Open the third, right there, the eye in the mixer. Open that up.
Can I get a mod, please?
Wow.
To ban these two.
Donation.
Our video just gonna cut out. But to keep the good times rolling, Zoom's got more updates, ladies and gentlemen. I would put this in the update section, but because Zoom is Zoom, I just can't.
But like, you know something? I read that article, and you know what? I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. You did the thing. I saw most of these because I push all the buttons whenever they roll out an update. And I'm like, okay, you're at least making some kind of effort. We appreciate that. I still hope you did something about that whole thing with the end-to-end encryption that we asked for.
And did they?
I didn't see that on this.
Yeah,
because I didn't see that on this list.
I don't see that. Not at all. They made the encryption better. It's better encryption.
But is it the end-to-end encryption that we asked for?
Nah, it ain't that though.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is just your weekly reminder that Zoom is trying, failing, but they're trying. They can just not try at all, but you know, Skype still works. Discord works. But yeah. Oh my God! What the?
Y'all just look at chat.
Oh my goodness! And if you're watching this or listening to this after the fact, yeah, y'all need to be in the live show.
Oh no, let's go ahead and read this. Bring back a different world, please.
Well, okay. Before we even move on, what's the problem?
No,
not like I've ever watched it, but
that's not a problem. That is a wonderful thing. But like the feels though.
Got you.
That is a full mood. I was not prepared for someone to go into the vault and bring back this particular gem. Like,
wait, was that
we were here for that piano on the back of the pickup truck, the step teams, the rap battles,
oh my goodness. Like, see, now you just make me miss school.
The Whitney and Dwayne wedding scene, like, Whitney telling me I love you, please, baby, please. And I'm like, this man is getting yanked out of this wedding, snatched out of his wedding.
Hold on, you know something? We're gonna go ahead and do a different world tribute real quick. Hold on.
So now he's just making me miss school.
But man, if he come out with the cycling cap and the flip up shades, I'm gonna laugh hard and long.
He doing something with his mic over there.
If he come out with the cycling cap and the flip up shades,
I had a feeling it was the flip up shades.
Yeah,
I had a feeling it was the flip up shades.
Kadeem Hardison is in the building. What
blah,
you
blah,
say?
Blah.
Oh, that's that lady step competition where like you found out that not only did Jasmine Guy come up with that whole routine, but that she is actually a classically trained dancer and choreographer. Like she wasn't playing. Like she put out a whole album and everything. The girl had talent. Like
we were introduced to the amazing talent of Cree Summer, and we was not ready and we was not worthy. We had Marissa Tomei just be just the random white girl in the first season, and she just dropped out.
Introduced
us to some awesome characters, awesome scenes. I'm talking about the mate. We got to the major? What was it, Major the Colonel? I mean, we got into some good like strong, positive black role models like Ron and Dwayne and Whitley and
And
Freddie
they were
God,
all, and I think y'all
it,
will appreciate where I'm coming from with this. They were all different types of
yeah,
black too. Y'all
Right.
couldn't
yes,
tell them nothing. They were
it, wa-
all over the place in terms
it
of
was
their interests, their
it was a
backgrounds, and they were all in college. You couldn't tell
it,
them nothing.
it was a full spectrum of representation. It was like all every flavor of black and brown was well represented in this show. It was
And,
amazing. It was good. I felt good about myself every time I watched it. It made me think. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It touched issues that we weren't ready to touch yet, but we touched those issues, and I'm like, yo, I am so good and best for having it. You know?
and you know something, Mocha Jones from the chat. You'll never see anything like it again. Sadly, you want to know
Never
what it
see it
would be.
again.
It would, in a lot of ways, it would be difficult to remake.
Right.
And even if we could, I don't know if we're necessarily supposed to. It's
I
one of
mean,
those things that just kind of stands on its own. People just need to experience that in the way that it exists.
but what
And
about
funny,
Dear White People?
I think that's a somewhat different creature. Also, because here's the thing, if I might be so bold as to say so,
Mm-hmm.
there are people that Dear White People were made for, and there are people that A Different World was made for, and they are
Right.
not the same.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Like, like, for me, A Different World was like, hey, what if, like, shows like The Cosby Show just applied to, like, black people in general? That was that whole show. For me, like, all of these people out here being successful, like, getting into college, and some of them along the way doing things like, something college isn't really my thing. Like, the way they did that show.
And it showed focus to the whole like the HBCU experience, the black college experience, and I'm like,
God, yes.
Oh yeah,
like,
there is that difference.
yeah, I was like, man, I want to go to. It's like I seen that, and I was like, man, I want to go to Morehouse. I want to go to Morris Brown. I want to go to Fort Valley. Like, I just want to be black and be with my peoples and like go to Savannah State and just be with my folks and learn and laugh and love and just have a good old time.
Sure.
And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
A&T, baby.
That's what I wanted.
A&T, baby.
Yeah, see? So, I didn't have that. I wanted it, but even now, if it's like, if I ever am blessed to have children, I'm like, I want them to have it.
Oh yeah.
I want them to be like,
most definitely.
yeah, whatever you decide you want to do, go forth. But I want you to have that great, thing. Well, I remember going down to Edward Waters and down and having a good old time and seeing everybody looking good, smelling good, and laughing. And I'm like, dang, I want this.
Mm-hmm.
I want this for myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got a little bit of good news. Samsung is offering free phone repairs to healthcare and first responders fighting COVID-19.
That's a blessing. And clap of praise for that.
See, this article was written yesterday, so yeah. So it said
get
starting
out of here.
today, so I was trying to figure out, all right, when did it start really in relation to right now? So yeah, starting yesterday, COVID-19 first responders, including doctors, nurses, EMTs, police officers, firefighters, and others, are valid for a free smartphone repair in collaboration with iFix. Of course, this is only valid for Samsung smartphones, but it includes cracked screens and battery replacements, among other types of repairs. Samsung calls this the free repair for the front line, and I apologize if you hear a screaming tantrum baby in the background. My son is not having the best of days right now. And it will be running through June 30th, along with repairs. Samsung is offering these same first responders 30% off of any purchase from Samsung.com. So, yet again, a company doing the right thing during a very, very difficult time. How do you two feel about that?
I love it.
Appreciate that. I saw it and I'm just like, yes, thank you.
Thank you. And clap of praise.
It's difficult though, right? To be in the middle of these things where you see people doing the right thing and you're just like, it's really cool that they're doing the right thing. And I always have a little argument with myself there, like, that's what you should do. That is the right, like, that's the right thing to do, and you should be doing the right thing.
But right now, like, we gotta clap for those who do it because it's rare.
Do I want to give you a hand clap for that? Do I want to give you a cookie? Do I want to be like, kind of like, for me growing up where my mom is like, of course you came home with an A. This is what you were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. I need to ask you about why these other letters are on your report card.
Why doesn't it say ah? Why does it say abdica? If
you could pronounce a D, that was one of those you're not seeing outside for like 3 months.
I say why your grades like the Mortal Kombat code Genesis?
Wow. why your grades like the Konami code? What is going on here?
Up, down, left, right, BA, start.
So, Temptress, we were talking about a different world, and this is that whole tribute to Dwayne Wayne out here.
All right, y'all might have to talk amongst yourselves for a bit. I might have to go take care of an issue.
Go.
Okay.
Go be dad. Okay. So,
do we want to pull up another one of these articles out here because they got some wild stuff out here? Does he know that he's not on mute? He's gonna have to edit this in post.
Damn.
But also, so today, and by today we mean yesterday, Verizon announced that they're planning to give 15 gigs of data to all consumers and small business plans in May for use for Wi-Fi hotspots. First thing, what do y'all want to even do with that? Let's ask that question.
Yeah.
For those of you who have Verizon, how are you using these Wi-Fi hotspots? Because it better be on your back porch. It better not be anywhere else because you're supposed to be in the house.
Exactly.
That being said, I can appreciate this for people who are on the go and need to do that, but it's just like it's coming out and it's only available for the month of May. Let's talk about this whole thing. So for 1 month, I don't know why that 1 month, but for 1 month, you get a free Wi-Fi hotspot. Why aren't y'all in the house?
Exactly. Why y'all ain't home?
Now I'm gonna wait for this question. If you were using this for a Wi-Fi hotspot, why y'all not in the house?
Why y'all ain't home?
If you don't have like broadband internet or what have you, I can appreciate where you're coming from with the Wi-Fi hotspot in your house. But other than that, like, y'all shouldn't be anywhere where you need to use a hotspot unless you need a hotspot in your living room.
Right, but I think this is what that's for. Like, I think we had this conversation last time. I think this is what this is for. Like, if your cell phone is faster than your home internet, or again, if you have a lot of people in your house, you start saturating that home network. Like, before I started buying faster internet, my wife, when my wife was watching TV, it would fucking freeze every time I tried to upload a YouTube video. So, I mean, it could be used just to like alleviate that network connectivity, like the network bandwidth or whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like, hey, I'm out in the park.
So Major, I don't know if you know this or you said something about a park and that reminded me of some tea from earlier today, but let me not. All I'm going to say is, Major, for every one of you, there are like 15 of the rest of us who don't even get down like that with this network traffic and everything else. We are out here trying to keep the kids quiet with their iPad and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles while we are YouTubing.
Again, walked out to handle a son who would probably rather have his tablet and his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles while I'm twitching.
I'm saying this in contrast to you, who is like, I got this whole podcast situation. I'm uploading on the YouTube situation. I'm also doing website maintenance situation. I got a server in my living room situation.
But what I'm saying is there are a lot of people. I mean, think of the lowest tier internet. I think I used before, my parents.
That's me.
Right.
That's me. Y'all said this on the first episode of this podcast.
It won't take much to saturate that at that point.
Telia, I don't know why you out here telling us these things like we don't know. Bye.
I don't know. She talks to. She ain't talking to me.
Like I say,
Telia out here on
America is hit or miss. Some places got fiber, some places don't. Some places ain't. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, because sometimes you'll be like, I just want to watch. Like, if I have access to like, thing on my phone, and I want to like watch Crunchyroll, I don't want to have to feel like that I'm like bogging down my network. So I just watch it on cell data, and that's fine. But I got Straight Talk. They give me 50 gigs a month. So, and I got Wi-Fi. So
50 gigs.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things wherever they come out with this stuff, the first thing I think about is usually, who did you intend these services for? Especially when they only intend on you having it from the 1st to the 31st of May. Like, just 1 month.
Yeah,
why?
1 month.
Why May in particular? What, like, are y'all expecting something? Did you get like a notice? Like, what's happening up here?
Yeah, because I was like, it would make sense if it was been like, oh, we giving it to you. We starting in May. We're gonna give it to you until like about August, because that's what I guess.
Well, this is the second month they did it.
Oh, it's the second month they did
This is the second. This is the second month. So you guys may have missed it because I think when we did the first episode, one of the first ones we did was all the carriers were doing it. So Verizon may have been folded up into April with everybody else. This is the second month Verizon did it. And speaking for full disclosure, I am a Verizon customer, so I definitely will keep track of what Verizon's doing.
I appreciate this.
Yeah, so this is the second month that they've done the 15 gigabytes. Excuse me. With our plan, we get 5 with ours. Like, we have unlimited, but we get 5 for mobile hotspot. So yeah, like when they're like 15, that's interesting, but yeah, like we don't use it. Actually, ours is just kind of sitting.
So is this new, or is this kind of like 15 extra from what they had the month before?
It says it's 15. It's 15 gigabytes a day that's automatically added. So I'm not sure if it's bumping everybody up to 15, or if you had 5, now you have 20. Like, it's not showing anything in my Verizon bill or anything saying, hey, you've got this much mobile hotspot. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about that, but yeah. But yeah, so yeah, this is the second month that Verizon's done this. So yeah, I don't want to drag them through the coals too much. They're giving away free data where there was none. So
that conflict yet again. Do we just go like, just like kind of like, okay, this is cool, or do we just go, good for you, continue?
I mean, I think this, for me, it would be, this is cool.
Me too.
I mean, again, because you're looking at people who don't have access to fast home internet or any internet at all. So this will definitely help out for especially those kids who are, or like parents who could work from home.
Work from home and don't have, like, if you don't have internet, that is amazing.
Yeah. So I think this is what this is, because again, for a lot of people, like we can talk about emerging markets like India, where the computer is the mobile device, but that shit also happens here in America. Not everybody's buying computers. They don't need internet in their home. They use their cell phones. Yeah. So now if you got kids who are bringing tablets or laptops home from school so they can do their schoolwork, well, how are they going to connect? So
Right.
this is kind of helping alleviate that problem.
I can say that. It's a godsend in a specific market where it's needed, and I do appreciate that.
And yes, Gemini, you are correct. Again, this pandemic is showing that we could be doing a lot of things better. Should have been doing it from the beginning. There was the ability to do so because, again, people are flipping a switch, snapping the finger. Everything is changing. This could have been done before, but again, money rules everything. Right. They would rather do this if they could make money off of it.
Yeah.
That's where these critiques come from, I think, more so than anything else. It's just kind of like, oh, like you did the thing, but also you mean to tell me like you really just could have, and people did not have to go through what they have had to go through.
But see, and I guess that's where our unique lens comes into play, where we've been dealing with this shit. It's like they could easily do this, but no, they're not going to do it. Now they're like doing it. It's like, well, yeah, that's cool, but y'all could have done that when I was struggling like a month ago, or literally the day before. Like my phone got cut off just before you decided to do this. Not mine, but just in general. Somebody like, yo, my phone got cut off because I used too much data. Now you want to offer 15 gigs?
Exactly. It's just like when this not so much when this is over, but once we get to a point where we can feel like safe with going outside, and the curve has been flattened and cases are starting to drop, when we actually do feel safe, we're relatively safe to go out without having,
quote unquote, when things go back to normal,
quote unquote, when things go back to normal. There's gonna be big advocacy groups that's gonna pop up and be like, yeah, keep doing this shit. You're not gonna stop. Nope. No.
Right.
You're not gonna go back to this old stuff again.
Again, it's the whole thing of once it's out,
we won't let you.
Once it's out, you can't put it back in.
It's gonna be like context. It's gonna be like context free. Everything's gonna be disinfected. Everything's gonna be cleaned. There's gonna be stringent cleaning process. It ain't gonna be just like spray some Lysol in the direction of it and then hope for it the best. No, we're cleaning things now. It's gonna be like, stop what you're doing, clean. It's gonna be contact free. It's gonna be less cards and it's gonna be more mobile payments. And it's like, unless more industries are gonna switch up, a lot of things are gonna start changing, and companies are just gonna have to adapt to it. And we as people of the internet with voices should be able to say, we're not gonna let you go back to that old comfortable thing.
Right.
Y'all gonna have to change. Y'all gonna have to flip the script.
Gemini is not wrong about that. A huge certain sect of the majority in the country will raise absolutely hell the thought of an even playing field too. So there's there's that too. People trying to go back to the way things used to be instead of accepting what they are.
They can't do that no more.
But see,
that's gonna be a crime.
the thing I've been telling people every day, like I talk to my parents, talk to my family, whatever. I tell them, so look, make sure I remind them, we're not going back. There is no more normal. This is the new normal. Keep safe because they're not looking out for you.
Right.
Once we make it on the other side, we get to dictate the new normal.
Exactly.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't do it. So for things like this, we need to stay on this because of the fact that how much this was helping people in the inner cities, in rural areas, who don't have access to home internet like that. We need to keep this up. There are people who are probably going to be running for Congress who went through this. Is how we mishandled all this.
Oh yeah.
They get in, they're going to start holding. Hopefully, they'll start holding these people accountable. There are whole companies that are probably about to be wiped out, not during this, but after, because they've got nobody to work because they treated their employees like shit during this.
Whole industry.
Like somehow you weathered it. Granted, the government probably paid for you to weather it. But yeah, when that's over, when this is all said and done, you start looking for people that you laid off. Those people aren't coming back. For the most part, they probably, because they needed to work, they probably found jobs anywhere else. It's like, well, yeah, no. Why would I come back? I'm happy here. They treated me right. They treated me right when I showed up. They're still treating me right. Why the fuck would I go back?
Yeah.
I mean, unless, then people start dropping dollar bills. And again,
we're gonna have to have that talk when it comes to it, because this is one of those things where, like citizenship and us trying to make it through means we have to be like super vigilant about everything. And
right.
There are some days that level of vigilance is exhausting, but it's necessary.
Mm-hmm. There be sometimes I'm like, I want to play Animal Crossing today. I don't want to be like the superhero today. I just want to play Animal Crossing, and that's fine. But play Animal Crossing and still be like, hey, I love Animal Crossing, but the current model of what's going on in our society needs to change. All right, I'm back to Animal Crossing stuff. Whoop,
Yeah, like recently I've been taking to doing chill streams of me painting by number on my Twitch channel. Even though it's nice and relaxing, got the chill vibes going, I still take that time, to slip in a metaphor too about how all these current infrastructures are fucked when we get out. But, I digress. I think that's all for the tech news we got today. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some video games.
Just to say, where we're going to get into tech in the form of your favorite video games.
And I had to, so ladies and gentlemen, I had to pare that list down. There was a lot.
Yep.
Just a quick hit. Your interest rates in Animal Crossing just got lowered. So have fun with that.
And also, if you feel like tormenting yourself, Dark Souls 3, I think, is still on sale for $10.
So if the pain of COVID-19 is not getting to you, excuse me, there's Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls will do it.
Whew. All right. In gaming news, Halo 2 PC public beta testing started actually last week. I think this story came out like maybe probably during last week's podcast, and I saw it late that night. So yes, if you have a hankering to play Halo 2 on PC once again, because you decided to skip Vista like everybody should have.
No, I did.
You now have access to the public beta of Halo. Combat. What? Not Halo Combat Cabal. That's one. Halo 2.
Halo 2.
Yeah. There you go.
So have fun
with that. Yeah. See, good news.
Yeah.
See, good gaming news. It's wholesome gaming news. Halo, a video game you love and can trust. It's great.
Not aliens. You love it.
Cyberpunk. Who's ready for Cyberpunk? Amanda said Cyberpunk like it's past tense.
Honestly, not this system.
My computer's not ready.
Well, if your computer isn't ready, let me tell you something. You can get the Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition bundle, Xbox One limited edition bundle, right here. Take a look at what we got here. No few. Wow, that's a move.
That being said, you can enjoy the game when it comes out in September.
Yeah, see,
but you can get the custom case right now.
Oh yeah, and a controller with the red buttons and a controller. In a console that really does not have any hope for you. This just shouts out no future, which is very dark.
Oof. That's for the Xbox One right there. It ain't going to no future when the Xbox Series X come out. Ooh.
So yeah, the new Xbox One.
For Christmas 2020, on our 10th stimulus check, that's what we're gonna buy.
I mean, for that, I can just buy buy one of those RTX cards. Call it a day. Then I'll be ready.
Oh yeah, Titan RTX.
No, not. I don't need that much. I'll stop at like a 2080 Super. I don't need the Titan. That's just too much.
Yeah, 2070 would be nice.
Yeah, the 2070, 2080. Like, I just want to get the next version of the card I currently have. So I've got a 1080, so I want to just get a 2080.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna have to upgrade my CPU too as well.
I already did that.
But I can't. But I can do it because I got a RT. I got a Ryzen. So
Oh, I
update
could.
that. Oh
I
yeah.
could have. Well, I've got the
Hmm.
Ryzen 2000 series. I got the Ryzen 2700.
I got
I,
first gen Ryzen.
I could go for a third gen. Fourth gen should be out by then
Hmm.
too.
I could do at least a
Hmm.
second. Hmm.
Anywho, we can do this all
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah.
I can see
Look at
sin.
these two
I can see
talking
sin in
about
the corner of
toys.
my eye. It's like, oh my god.
I'm just like looking at these two, just like, have you ever seen like two people nerd out and you're just like, I refuse to interrupt this moment.
I appreciate.
Thank you.
I
Now,
appreciate
like,
you for that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. That side eye is about an upcoming article. That's what that was for. We'll talk about it. You know exactly which one too.
But yeah, so you can get your hands on this limited edition Cyberpunk 2077 console. It'll be available in June. I think the controller though is available now. And I think there's only a second controller that's coming out. I'm not entirely sure. Excuse me, but yeah, the console comes out June of this year, and the game obviously comes out in September. Barring any technical issues, because everything shut down. As much as everybody wants to say, "Yep, games are coming out. Don't worry about it." We saw that Iron Man VR and Last of Us 2 got delayed. The game and that game is done. It is legit done. They just can't print disc to put in the store. So if Sony shut that down, imagine what's going to happen with everybody else, unless you just because I don't think anybody's going to go for that. Hey, it's available digital only, and then eventually we'll give you a disc if you want it. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, nobody's gonna want that. Not everybody's gonna want that. Everybody who probably purchased those physical collector's editions, well, they're gonna be tight. I gotta wait to play my game because I got the physical edition and can't play my game. Ain't got no internet. They can only get 15 gigabytes through Verizon.
Yeah, shout out to CG Project Red for having the most non-problematic collectors and extra editions. Just here you go, have at it.
Yeah, CD Projekt, they're a pretty good company for they're good to their fans.
Yeah, as far as fans and products, but that crunch though, we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, at least Rockstar's getting back to normal, or Rockstar's fixing it. But now that everybody's working from home, we don't even know what that looks like now. So there's that. Oh my goodness, why is everything happening in my house today?
He's that way.
Let's see. Next sometimes up, Thursday bees like that.
I mean, I have a schedule for when clothes should be washed, but granted, this is a new show, so Thursdays may not have been added to that list. So that's on me.
Okay.
Our boys at Riot, boys and girls at Riot. Let me clear that up. The boys and girls at Riot.
The citizenry of Riot.
Yes, thank you. The citizenry of Riot are now issuing a challenge saying that you can't beat their anti-cheat, which is not a thing.
Father God.
We should do. So I'm just gonna put it out there. If you have Valorant installed, y'all might want to uninstall it until they patch some shit, because they are really looking for things, and it's nothing like a company to issue a challenge.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second, right? This isn't the strangest thing in the world.
These
are things that Nintendo also does, where they're just like, hey, we're going to present the system to a number of people. We want you to try to hack it. We want you to see where these vulnerabilities are and catch our blind spots, right? Normal things, but they offer like a bounty of like somewhere between 10 and 20 on average. These people straight up said, if you can figure out a way to do something malicious at the kernel level with our game installed without letting the users know, we will pay you a straight up $80,000. Why? Because here's the thing. If it works and you just expose people to all kinds of danger, and if it doesn't work and people can't hack it, then you can just say, hey, we're completely justified in putting this kernel level system up there. Look at what it's protecting you from. Y'all ain't slick.
Yeah, that's just not.
Y'all ain't slick. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, don't do this, please. Just get better.
And of course, let's just talk about the rest of your gaming base in the meantime, because while people are over here hacking stuff, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
just like programs up against the kernel. This isn't the social network. We're not movie Mark Zuckerberg out here. We just want to play our games.
I mean, granted, to be fair, drunk programming is kind of fun though. That is fun.
I'll take your word for it.
Hey, I mean, look, got to do something, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not a good look for anybody. Like, you are inviting people to mess with the fucking OS kernel. Like, no.
For money. You're basically saying like, hey guys, hack us for money.
No. You're saying hack things that do things to other people's machines without them noticing for money.
Exactly.
Who greenlit that premise? Who thought this was a good idea?
The same people who were trying to keep women from suing them because the company was sexist. That too.
Yeah. Yeah. They have a lot of money and not a lot of sense. So, when you got a game that makes stupid levels of money, that's basically.
There you go.
There go the fan.
There was no reason for that, Major. You didn't have to do all that.
But I did.
No, but you did.
But I did. I had to
do that.
It was just there.
You had to do that because people forget. People forget.
It'd be wrong of me if I didn't do it.
Yeah, they'd be the same. They'd be the same company that we were all on top of Riot for being like silencing women and settling out of court and hoisting up a community and fostering a toxic work environment, and yet Valorant comes out and like,
yeah, that was really
y'all didn't learn anything from Sony in 2005.
Nothing.
Like, excuse me, y'all forget this is a very bad company, right?
It's a bad company.
All right,
I'm
cool.
like,
y'all have fun with this Valorant. I'm just gonna go play something that isn't by a sexist company, also who is not leaving my computer open to vulnerabilities.
There's a lot of games that come from non-problematic ass companies, and yet we're all like playing.
Wait, hold on. How can we get a running list of those?
Of the non-problematic ones?
The non-problematic ones.
Let's see.
Can I get that running list, please? Because
that game company, we talked about them last week, right?
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Stardew's not problematic. One guy, one guy made the game.
Was it Toby Fox? That's one guy.
One guy. Yep.
Let's see.
Hold on. Danger, did you just say that EA is not problematic?
Mods, can we ban him in chat, please?
Let me just go ahead and run up on there and just purge that whole part of chat real quick.
Just time out that statement right there, jokes.
Just those three lines. Just get rid of.
Supergiant is good people. Whoever published Celeste, good people.
EA, it's in your pocket. Let's see.
Capcom's okay.
I still feel like they be crunching though.
Who, Capcom? I feel like it.
Like every Japanese company is just not on this list.
I mean, we had the
every
point.
Big Japanese company.
We had the point now where it's like crunch is bad, but who crunches less, and who is like
this is like celebrating people who are supposed to be doing what they're doing. Except still, you're doing bad, but I'm going to celebrate you because you're doing the least bad.
You're doing the least bad.
You're doing the least bad.
The least problematic. We're not talking about non-problematic.
I was really trying to find out who those people were. Okay, Moon Suiters. I don't know enough about them, but I imagine they're not that bad.
That makes sense.
That's for those who don't know, that's Ori.
By the way,
that's the Ori developers.
Noob here in chat is listing non-problematic people. Just
Thank
to be
you.
clear
Yeah.
about that.
Oh yes. Again, yeah. Moon Studios. I think I'll go with them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Square. No, definitely not Square Enix.
No.
Square Enix. No. Have you tried to buy a
No.
game in the App Store from Square Enix? It's like fucking $20 for a game.
You know how hard it is. Do you know
Well,
how hard it is to find a decent copy of Chrono Trigger now? Like,
Well, that's the
I just-
resellers market. That's not their fault.
no. I'm talking about like the PC version
Oh,
of
okay.
Chrono Trigger.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to play Chrono Trigger in 2020, and
I'm just saying-
not it be like a port of the mobile. That's all I'm trying to do.
All I'm gonna tell you, there is RetroArch is a thing. Handle it.
I know RetroArch is a thing,
Wow.
and I know I can
Yeah,
if
this
I
is
need
hard.
to, I need to.
If
But if I'm trying to, like,
think of
If I'm trying to
non-problematic
be, if
companies.
I'm trying to be good and like actually try to play Chrono Trigger, and trying to give Square Enix my money, I want them to give me a product that is good that I can play on my Switch or something.
No, we're not filing terrible ports under problematic. No, we are not.
No.
Now we're getting into barely legal stuff.
Have not been to the Bay. I have not run into any pirates. We are not talking about that. That is not allowed on this show because that violates TOS, and we're not about to do that.
We don't have
Oh,
hook
speaking of
hands
pirates,
here,
Rare?
no eye patch. We are all
what
good.
about Rare? You think Rare is problematic?
Rare, like, I don't think they were until they got acquired.
I don't think. Like,
I still think they'd
pre
be
Microsoft,
wholesome.
they was okay. Post Microsoft, that's when all the stuff kind of went to the left a little bit.
I would
know.
say Mojang post their founder leaving. I can't the Marcus it was Marcus Pincus or some shit. I can't remember his name.
Mojang, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Mojang I think was okay once their founder left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard thinking of a development company that isn't problematic. I mean,
It really
unless
is.
you're talking about all the indie, unless you're talking about all the
indie.
indie ones.
So continue. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it's just not an easy thing to do at all.
I mean, we got the kings of problematic. We got the ones that rule the roost of problematic. We got EA. We got Ubisoft.
Mhm.
We got
Wait,
Konami.
Ubisoft?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
How Ubisoft?
Ubisoft pretty much like season pass everything. There's DLC content. Assassin's Creed Past Origin have been grindy fests.
I wouldn't think that. I mean, this goes into the least. This one goes into the least problematic. I would not put Ubisoft on that list.
What?
Not with EA. Not with Activision.
No, EA and Activision. Yeah, EA and Activision.
Like,
yes.
Ubisoft.
Bad.
They have Ubisoft has some issues, but they're not bad.
Yeah, there's
And
a little finger of problematic game company.
Yeah, a little problematic, but not big. Like, I'm still a fan of Ubisoft. Even when they were fighting with Vivendi,
Right.
trying to stay when Ubisoft was trying not to get bought out. At every EA press conference, it seemed like they were doing something to really just show the flip the bird at Vivendi. Like, they would all the developers and dancers for Just Dance would come out. Like, we're all a family, and we will stand together. Like, this is Yves Guillemot just standing there, just in his heavy ass frick accent you can't understand. We've got Miyamoto. We are bringing Mario to Ubisoft, and we will not be bought. We're not supposed to talk about that. My bad. And then Vivendi left them alone.
You know
and
what?
Ubisoft was great again.
Yep.
About
Valorant.
Oh, yeah, that mother.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Yes, Gearbox. I need a step stool for that one to put that way up there.
I mean, you basically say Randy Pitchford and everybody has the same reaction.
No. Okay, and then yes, I see the Ubisoft. They did fix the whole women was hard to animate. They did.
That's
They
no,
fixed it. They fixed
that's
it.
Bethesda. Bethesda's okay. No, Bethesda is trash. Id is fine. Id is the only reason why Bethesda makes money.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
But id is the non-Bethesda Bethesda that makes money for Daddy Todd. That's only pretty much it. Everything else is like hit or miss because Rage 2 not Bethesda. Like Wolfenstein not Bethesda. Even the bad Wolfenstein made money. And then you got like Doom and all the flavors. Doom 2016 and now Doom Eternal. That's making big monies. So yeah. Anything that's Bethesda, hot garbage. Anything that's non-Bethesda, it's pretty good. So, you know.
I mean, Elder Scrolls is okay.
But yeah,
depending on the
so
platform you
please
bought it
be
for.
careful out there while we're out here hack testing everything. Please and thank you.
Yeah, circling back, yes. Yeah, don't. I'm just gonna say, just don't install Valorant. Just don't do it.
No,
just don't
do it.
While we're talking about security, Nintendo fans, can I please suggest that y'all do? Listen, we're tired of telling y'all. We told you this about your phone. We told you this about your Twitch account, your Gmail account. We told you this about like your Facebook account and everything else. Two-factor for the love of God.
Two-factor all the things. It takes
y'all ain't got no reason. They will text you the code to your phone. It is an extra 6 key characters of typing, and they're usually numbers.
Which still could be an issue. I wouldn't do SMS if I were you, but hey, it's something.
I totally.
They out here SMS jacking people. So
yeah, I would also use the Authenticator. You can get them. You can get one.
They're free.
Google Authenticator.
Google has one.
Authy, which syncs between devices. So you only need to set it up once.
You know what I love about Steam is that Steam has the Steam app on your phone has a built-in authenticator. So that way if something like, oh, I need to like reset my password or I need again, you just go into your Steam like app, and even if you're not logged into the Steam app, you could still use the authenticator on the Steam app, and that'll get you into your account no problems. All you just have to do is have the Steam app on your phone.
And speaking of apps, Blizzard's got one.
Yeah, Blizzard's got one.
Microsoft has one.
Oh yeah,
I left my phone over there. I could probably just list all the 2FA apps I have on my phone, just because I'm not playing with anybody.
Yeah,
but like Two-factor, we're not playing with y'all. Don't do it.
Exactly.
Go do it.
Please.
Go do it.
Do it right now.
Y'all ain't got no reason for these people to be like hacking your phones, stealing your accounts, and doing all sorts of mess that you don't have to deal with.
It takes 2 minutes. Go do it.
You're on Twitch right now. If you do not have two-factor authentication on Twitch, do it right now. Do it right now.
When I was, when I came affiliate, two-factor.
Y'all better go ahead and enable it. Y'all better go ahead and do that if you're playing out here playing Valorant.
That's what I'm saying. Do that. Do two-factor all the things.
All of it. It's great.
All of it.
You know what? The one thing I do like
we will help you.
The one thing
post
I like
up in the forums and be like, please help me.
Yes, please. That's what they're there for. Forums.thecookout.org. The one thing I like about the Microsoft two-factor auth, their app, they're getting rid of passwords. They're getting fucking rid of passwords. You get the app, you type in your email address, and they'll ask you to pick up your phone and authenticate. Right there. Sometimes with the little extra security, they'll ask you to match a number. It's so amazing. Normally I would say I don't know my passwords because it's in a password save. I don't even think I've used my password save to log into any Microsoft account. It's fake. I just log in and just hit the button and it lets me in. It just opens the door.
Okay, Linux, I'm gonna have to stop you right there because you're out here telling lies about this stuff. You know they got you clicking on this capture in 6 different corners trying to get that one little edge of a
Oh no,
stoplight.
no,
They
no,
say,
not
please click
Microsoft.
these 4 stoplight options.
Not Microsoft. I'm on Team Anka on this one. I will stand for Microsoft when it comes to their sign-in practices because it is that. It is literally you signed in, they will ask you to authenticate on your phone. Oh, and for Apple Watch users, you can do that on your fucking watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
You can even match the number on your watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna need those.
Ain't no recaptures here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those biometric keys. That's what I need. Like,
yep, get one of them UB keys. I have one, but I've not set. I got one with my job, but I have not set it up. I'm like,
I want one.
I remember using them for Red Hat, but yeah, I forgot how to set it up. I was like, I don't feel like doing this.
Just be like, oh, I want to log into Amazon. Boop. I want to log into eBay. Boop. I want to log. You know what? I don't know what my Crunchyroll account is. Boop. Done. You just tap your finger and it's all in there. You just put your pass.
But remember, two-factor authentication.
Never have to worry about a password again. Just be like, boop.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
But yeah.
Tap it with your finger is the password.
It's the best.
It's the best.
Fortnite. Fortnite's coming to the Google Play Store. Anybody excited?
Nope. Boom. I barely put. Oh, there you go.
The fans out. What's up,
Fans
Sam?
out.
What's up, Sam?
So are we gonna talk about this, T? Or are we gonna address it? Is the question.
Please, the floor is yours.
So there has been an ongoing battle between Fortnite and the Google Play Store.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, because Google was like, you can go ahead and come up off that whole 1/3. We said 30% of your profits. You can just go ahead and slide that into my pocket. And Fortnite was like, ha ha ha, no.
Nope.
And then Google was like, I mean, good luck running it on our network unless you run it by us in the way that we describe. And Fortnite and the company behind it could not hold out against that. So Google would just kind of like, we'll just go ahead and make you trying to do anything in our whole arena miserable until you comply with our wishes for trying to get this application on this store. Y'all gonna run slow. Your waffles are gonna be soggy. Your chicken will be unseasoned and dry until you run us the 30% of your profits that we requested.
No maple syrup.
And I love how if you scroll down to the pull quote that they gave you, they basically said exactly that. Actually, hold on for a moment. Let me just go ahead and read this quote real quick because I love the shade of it.
Yes.
After 18 months of operating Fortnite on Android outside of the Google Play Store, we've come to a basic realization. Google puts software downloadable outside of Google Play at a disadvantage through technical and business measures such as scary, repetitive security pop-ups for downloaded and updated software, restrictive manufacturer and carrier agreements and dealings, Google public relations characterizing third-party software sources as malware, and new efforts such as the Google Play Protect to outright block software obtained outside of the Play Store.
Excuse me.
I
just want to put out there that what they say is, it's just so bad. They treat it so bad. Like, no, because doing all of that is actually bad for the end user because they're dumb and stupid. Not all of them, but most of them, especially the kids who want to play Fortnite because they download the wrong fucking thing. Fucking assholes. I'm sorry.
But then they said, but because of this, we've decided that we're going to put Fortnite on the Google Play Store for Android. Now, for those of you who are not aware, it's one of the things about the Android network that's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time. You can develop applications that people can download as, I believe it's an APK file.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That you can download straight to your phone and just say, hey, I have something experimental or I have a third-party program on my phone that comes from a source that I've checked and I'm good with. Please run these, and it'll give you a list of what those are and let you run them. And Google was like, I don't think you understand. We run everything in this bitch, and you will, in fact, put it in this Google Play Store, or we will go ahead and tell everybody that anything you put in here that doesn't come through us is probably bad. And there's nothing that people will go out of their way to avoid more than things that are probably bad.
Yeah. I just have to just flag and be like, I don't know about this, fam. It could be something from Russia. I wouldn't trust it. And that's it.
Google Play got out. Yeah. Google Play out here looking at people trying to install Fortnite, and then sends them a pop-up that says, but their emails.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I mean,
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
I mean,
yep.
I get so Epic, I feel like they really don't have that much of a leg to stand on. One, because of the fact that Fortnite is available in the iOS App Store, where Apple is also collecting 30%. And they did not complain about that shit at all. Of course. I think my whole thing with this is that Epic was being fucking greedy. They saw the openness of Android and said, well, we can just go that way. That way we don't have to pay Google. Now that they lost that battle, they're sitting there trying to drum up Google to be the bad guy. And honestly, I would not be surprised if Tim Sweeney had anything to do with these statements. Because Tim Sweeney, he's a smart dude. Epic's made him a lot of money. Yeah. But he's been kind of anti-App Store for a long time. From a Microsoft Windows perspective, I get it. If you get rid of System 32 apps, then yeah, that keeps me from being able to install applications that work in System 32. You're forcing me to use UWP and compatibility breaks. I get it. Right. Granted, he's not complaining about that much anymore because the Microsoft Store now allows for Sys32 apps. So yeah, they really took his argument out there. What this is saying is like, we couldn't figure out how to beat Google at their game, so we're just going to call them a big meanie. Switch the narrative to where, we look like we were trying to look out for consumer interests when they were just looking out for their own fucking pockets. Because again, Fortnite makes more money than God. Why would we ever want to give anybody any of our money? Instead of looking at it like, yeah, we just couldn't beat Google. We could not get over them. So we rather just have the easier install base and just put it in the Play Store.
Except when you can't pull that bullshit on Tim Cook, and you tried it with Tim Cook, and Tim Cook was like, haha, cool story, bro. 30% please. And that's it. If you're trying to get into the mobile market, guess what? If you're trying to get into the mobile market and you know you're gonna make that money in that mobile, you're gonna make double than you would ever lose by paying into it. All you just gotta do is pay people they cut.
Right. Keep in mind here, y'all aren't some like small company or anything like that. Like y'all aren't small. Y'all not like some like single developer in the back of their basement with like the hope and the dream of like revamping Snake for 2020 or whatever. Like we're not talking about that. We're talking about Fortnite, like a game that people have literally moved from one platform to another and had millions of dollars offered to them to play. What do you mean?
And the thing is too, you have to pay Apple to develop an app on iOS to get it in its app store.
Yes.
You do not have to
6-month process and some change too.
You do not have to pay Google to develop the app. You do not have to pay Google to get it in the app store. All Google is saying is that, hey, if you're going to use our service, which we're providing to you for free, and you are going to sell things, hey, give us a cut of it. I feel like that's fair. Now, granted, Epic has been on that bullshit for a minute, going after Steam for doing the 70-30. Because, you know, Epic's like, you know, we're going to do 90-10. We're going to do profit sharing or some shit or another. We've bought in three or four developers, and we're going to pay for them. That way they don't have to worry about, you know, hiring and firing people. It's going to be great. Like, I love this idyllic society that Epic lives in. And full disclosure, I definitely was trying to work over there. But, you know, hey, that's in the past now. Because, you know, the recruiter ghosted me. But, you know, it's fine. But yeah, it's just Epic for some of the things that they do. Yeah, it's pro-consumer, but this one here was not that. As much as they want to try to frame it, it was definitely not that. They were trying to hold on to that money for as long as they could. Yeah. And they realized they couldn't beat Google.
That was some greedy stuff right there. And this one, and there's a lot of Android there.
Yeah.
A lot of Androids. You don't think we can be like, well, if that was the case of trying to be petty, then Epic could have been like, well, fine, screw you guys, we'll just stay Apple, you know, like whatever. Stay Apple. That's fine.
I mean,
but guess what? There are more Androids than Apples out there.
Also, like these comments stink a lot of Facebook. When I think it was iOS 13 came out, it was either iOS 13 or iOS 12, where Apple had you confirm every single thing an app was asking for. Like after you've done it, like just a blanket accept in previous versions of the OS, when you update it to the new one, you had to do it again for every single thing. If they asked for picture access, contact access, Bluetooth access, you had to approve it again for every single system component. And Facebook was out there like, oh my God, please, if you can hold off on installing the new iOS because they're going to ask you to do so many things. It's so dramatic. Oh my God, I can't believe Apple is doing this. Like, oh my goodness. It's like they just don't even trust us anymore. They keep asking for all of this permission because,
oh my God, you know, let me just grab my pearls.
Like, oh my God. Like, I just can't believe Apple would do this to the customers. This is so inconvenient, so anti-consumer for the customers because they care about your security and they want to ask about every little thing. But trust and believe Facebook is not stealing your data. Hey, you are getting that right? You are writing all of it down? Huh? Okay, cool. Yeah, we're not stealing your data. It's fine. It's just Apple is just being a little bitch right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, like it stinks of fucking Facebook. It's like, man, Epic, get the fuck out of here. This fan is the best. We're trying to get some merch around that. Yeah. Just we in talks. We in talks with people.
Oh, Denny, we talked about that last week too.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think that was stimulus planned. I think they were about to do that anyway, but
if it's so well,
I don't know. I'm just saying the timing.
We can say that about anything that drops during this though.
Animal Crossing sold gangbusters because of it, but it was like it just came out at the right time for it to drop. And again, I'm not saying that, you know, but then all of a sudden we in the middle of a. But it does smack kind of weird that we're in the middle of a pandemic.
But Apple was supposed to have like
a new phone.
Apple was supposed to have a March or April event. Because remember, too, they also, before the stimulus, they released a new MacBook.
Yes.
They released a new iPad. Like, I imagine all of those would have been announced. Even the phone would have been announced around the same time, but just would have came out later. But because we couldn't meet up, we couldn't do these things, they kind of just spread them out. So I don't think this was stimulus related. I think because like you have to understand, like they have to have these phones planned in advance.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. To me, I felt like we should always have. Yeah. Oh, it did. It really did. It did. It really did. Like I feel like with Apple, I always feel like a cheap iPhone is definitely the way to go. Like, yeah,
I am pushing people towards that. It's like, look, sure, I may have the fucking $1,200 iPhone. Let's not talk about my life choices right now.
They're just like, well, we don't want to take all your stimulus check. We'll just take a third of it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're charging you. It's kind of like you're a developer.
Hey, there you go. But yeah, I mean, again, I still actually like that phone though, and really, really am considering picking it up and putting it on Google Fi or something. But yeah, Epic. Yeah, no, just stop. Just stop. Just no.
Epic do better. Epic. Just make your money. That's all. Just shut up and make your money.
Yeah.
Shut up and code.
Speaking of companies doing weird things because they're just weird.
Synth the fan.
Yeah, I'm a holdout. I'm a holdout. What are we talking about?
GameStop.
Are we talking about
Synth the fan? The fan is needed.
Okay, so I need to explain to everyone that this little drink I have here has been leveled up to an adult beverage, and I'm clearly gonna need it. GameStop has been closed as a business for about the length of time that the state of Georgia has been closed, and we saw how that goes.
What if GameStop is working with Las Vegas?
So let's just go. Actually, since we're talking about Vegas, if we're just gonna talk about things where it's kind of like, yo, let's just go ahead and do ridiculous things. Did you know that the lovely people of South Dakota decided to just be like, y'all are being restrictive and all this other stuff for no good reason, and are a hotbed of cases for COVID now because then nobody want to stay in the house and wash their hands and social distance.
Wow.
So when the governor of Georgia and the mayor of Las Vegas go, well, how bad could it possibly be? Also, CC Georgia, when the president literally throws you on the bus on international television.
Wow.
Yep, pretty much. I know you definitely feeling out here looking like my hero. I stood next to him in the CDC in Atlanta, and he still gets mad about it. Maybe I shouldn't have cheated.
So here's my question: where, if anybody can run me that receipt real quick, when and where was GameStop closed? Because I mean, we have Cookout members who work at GameStop and can run you those receipts about how they didn't close, in addition to not having protective equipment. When were they closed?
Closed in California.
They didn't have people coming in the store.
California and Massachusetts were the only two that I heard that were forced by the government to close.
They did what they call curbside. They did like curbside, where they were like they would be closed.
That's not closed. That's the drive-through.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. They weren't necessarily closed. They were just kind of like, oh, we can't let people in. You can still pick up your games here. You can still pick up like, we'll run you your pop figures, if you buy them online and then, run them to the store. We'll throw them out there. Just show us the invoice and we'll just kick you the pop figures, because that's pretty much all GameStop sells now. Pop figures and t-shirts on clearance, because it's not like they actually sell games. It's not like we can't go Amazon or these digital storefronts and buy games like we did. Like I literally bought Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I ain't had to go nowhere near a GameStop or a Walmart or a Target. I stayed home and I bought the game, and then when it was time, I played it, and at my own time, and I didn't have to wait in line to go do it. I just did it. I'm done. Finished. I'm good like that. So why exactly do we need GameStop right now? Why? Why is GameStop a thing?
I mean, it goes. Turn my mic up a little bit too much there. I mean, it goes back to people not having access to the internet the way we do, to where we can easily download games. Like for me, it's trivial to download terabytes worth of games because I have no bandwidth caps. I've got gigabit, so I can download it as long as I want, as quickly as I need it or want it. I don't need anything. So So I see why, but it's still the. I don't think I'm necessarily mad at GameStop as much as I'm mad at just people who are putting money over lies.
I mean,
that's the thing I'm upset about.
We thought Reggie was gonna come through and chill on this one.
I mean, he should be in by now. Like he wasn't supposed to start until April. It's April, so I'm not sure where he's at unless he's still in like a new hire seminar or some shit.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much just his name is on the board. I think he's just kind of like just being like he'll bring it up and he'll probably say it and then they'll just be like, well, I'm just getting my little checks anyway, so I told him. He's like the voice of reason nobody listens to in the movie, where it's like, hey yo, I don't think we should do that, Be like, and then somebody flex on Reggie, be like, you know what, Reggie, you ain't been here that long. You can't be telling people what to do. I mean, we've been doing this longer.
We're not fucking Nintendo.
Just, y'all Nintendo. Just you was working Nintendo. Just here's these checks. Just kind of stay in your own lane, Reggie.
So here we go. GameStop says it is already started to reopen stores in South Carolina and Georgia, as well as Italy, Germany, and Austria. How are they? Oh wait, hold on, because I know we covered this last week because we had uncovered that Gamescom, the physical presence is canceled because they've extended their stay-at-home orders in the whole country.
Right.
U.S. We're looking at you. You gonna do? Oh, we don't want. Y'all need to stop focusing on 1940s Germany and focus on the 2021. That's actually better than you, because we starting to look like 1940 Germany now. Yeah, I don't know how GameStop's opening in Germany because they've got stay-at-home orders still in effect for the whole country until like the end of August. But I don't know. Maybe there's some German law that they are looking at and saying we're essential. I don't know how, or maybe German GameStop is a Staples.
Like I'm essential to whomst.
But
to whomst. Please show yourselves.
Maybe it's a Staples. Maybe they sell office furniture in game. Look,
I already got the Switch and Animal Crossing. I know you do. Just stay home.
I mean, there's no games coming out, so.
I mean, it's not like you can actually trade them a game. Like they're only going to give you $2 back. So
yeah.
And again, there's nothing coming out. What are they going to pre-sell you on? Like pre-order you on? There's nothing coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VII Remake was the last AAA title you were going to get for a while.
That's it.
Yeah, you can pick up that Cyberpunk 2077 console. You ain't gonna play Cyberpunk 2077 on it this year. I can feel it. I can feel it. That game is gonna get delayed. I can just feel it in my bones.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Speaking of Xboxes, probably should have put this with the console, the Xbox One X. But here is the Xbox Series X logo. This is it. This is it. This is all it is.
Okay.
This is the article. Like this is literally it.
That's the article. Yep. That's
what, the X Series logo? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes, this is the Series X logo.
Series X.
I need to talk about game journalism for a second. We need to have that conversation.
Oh yeah.
First thing, that doesn't look like an X, that looks like a 9. Right? So
maybe
we
that's
need to talk about that.
Windows 9.
Illuminati confirmed. But also, since we're talking about this, right? Game journalism. Y'all decided to come out with this one logo and said X Series. Behold the new face of Xbox.
I mean,
and then decided to say, but also PS5 has a P, an S, and a 5. And I was like, why did you think that it was worth typing or putting this article together? Like, y'all talked a whole paragraph for me to read, and that's time I will never get back to tell me absolutely nothing.
It's like, to be fair. Well, so I just pulled it up. The PS5 article definitely has more to it, though. So, all right, here it is. The big question. Oh crap, wrong one. Series X, PS5. Who do you think's gonna win the console war based solely on their logo?
PS5. Says what it is. Say, we had a PS4. Now we got a PS5. That's pretty much it. Series X to me always sounds like, what the heck, like, I mean, I know it's a continuation of a new console generation, but does the mom and pop who buys a Series X for their child this possible holiday season, are they gonna know what it is when they see that and an Xbox One X, or are they gonna know what it is? That's what I'm saying. But when you say a PS5 and be like, "Get me a PS5," you already know what it is. It's clear.
I still feel like that doesn't solve the problem. I feel like a parent or grandparents just walk into the store, when we can in 2022. Actually, by that time, it wouldn't matter because in 2022 there will be no more PS4s or Xbox Series X or Xbox One X's. Like the parents could just walk in and say, "Yeah, I want an Xbox or a PlayStation," and this will be the only ones: the Series X or the PS5.
Right. So it'd be like, "I want the new PlayStation."
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, they'll just get that.
Right. But if this was a non-Rona situation and we were able to go and get if there was no Rona this year, 2020 no Rona year, and it was going up against Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, and then be like, "I want a PlayStation 5." You can be like, "I want a PlayStation 5."
I can see that.
It rolls off the tongue. PlayStation 5. If this was like Xbox 3 or Xbox 4, would have been the same difference. I want an Xbox 4 or X4.
Right.
Done. Like clear, concise branding makes all the sense.
Sin. Who's winning? PS4, nope. PS5, Xbox Series X, off the logos.
I mean, PS4 already has a head start with this, so I think they kind of win that one, but also just kind of like, yo, why? I feel like this wasn't a paragraph that we needed to read today. You could have just made that a Twitter post and kept it moving.
Here it is.
I mean, like, actually, Microsoft never even announced this. Like, this was just somebody just found it. But yeah, here we are. Sony's the only one who's officially announced their logo.
I'm not even looking at the article at the moment. I'm just going to assume that the author's name is Bradley. Dear Bradley, listen, don't.
All right. Speaking of cheaters, more cheater news. Call of Duty Warzone will force cheaters to cheat each other.
I love this.
It's delicious.
I love this.
Do you think that this will be do you think this is better than, having a rootkit installed on your computer?
No. Major. You can't just drop the news like that and ask this question. You got to tell them what the plot is. You got to hit the people up with the word.
Well, we already set them up. We already set them up with the Valorant.
Okay, hold on. Let me hit y'all with the summary real quick. So the idea is when people get reported for cheating, instead of just outright straight banning them, what they're going to do is start grouping all the people who get reported for cheating with each other in games, and then just going like, now let's see how this goes.
You're cheating. No, you're cheating.
Put them in cheater pools.
Could you imagine?
Have them out cheat each other.
I still will kind of watch that.
Like, honestly speaking, if someone ever just streamed, "Hey, there's a game spectating right now where all the cheaters got pulled together, and I want to watch how that goes," I would watch that just to enjoy the song, because these people would watch that.
I would watch that. May the best aimbot win.
It'd be like awesome games done quick. Like, that's the only way you can do a speed run of a battle royale. Just aim assist.
Matches would end in like 4 minutes, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah. I would watch that.
like, how did you shoot me from across the map? How did you shoot me from across the map? How did you shoot me? I was in front of the door in a closet. How did you shoot me? I was under the water. You know, like, I would. Yeah,
Then
no lie, I would watch that.
But then, in addition to getting those, and this is the good part for me, it takes these people who are accused of cheating out of your game so they don't ruin your experience or the experience of other players. But then you also get a handy dandy little note that says, hey, they actually were cheating and we banned them. Thanks.
Also, your computer stays nice and secure.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That being said, y'all, Warzone is free to play and all this other stuff. Y'all ain't got no need. Y'all ain't got no need to be cheating like this. One, if you're actually trying to get into the esports on that level, it's not going to work anyway because they're going to not even have you playing on your home computer. So that's not going to work, for one. And for two, why? Like, y'all, these are games. I know.
But see, the thing is, like, they're putting
thrive.
If I'm not mistaken, they're putting some of their cheat stuff into their peripherals. They're allowed to use their own peripherals, like their own mice and keyboard, because, you know, just like basketball players, they're like sponsored and they wear the shoes. Some of these kids are sponsored and they be coming out with their branded Logitech keyboards and their Corsair mice and their HyperX headphones. But yeah.
And we running all your equipment through a microwave.
Oh, most definitely. So yeah, there's no need to cheat.
There's no need to cheat.
None.
Also, seriously, don't.
Also, there's one story I did forget to put in here that is related to Nintendo Switch and some security shit. If you have been trying to get a Nintendo Switch, I know we were joking with Sin last week about his inability to acquire a Nintendo Switch. We now know why. Apparently, there is a bot called Bird Box that scalpers are using to quickly snap up every available Switch when they become available, and then go back and resell them for $100 above retail, hundreds of dollars above retail.
Yes.
And they buy them all before you even know that they were on sale.
What I'm hoping is that they end up like that one guy with the hand sanitizer in Tennessee, where their whole account gets banned. It's kind of like, no, I have 477 Switches I shouldn't have. What am I supposed to do?
Start giving them away.
Extra Life's coming up.
You better decide to start a streaming career and have some giveaways.
Mm-hmm. You get a Switch.
You were selling your whole Nintendo Switch for $5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this last gaming story, I consolidated because I had two of them. Nvidia GeForce Now is free until June following game removals. And Ubisoft signs on. So earlier this week, multiple game publishers pulled their games from the GeForce Now service, Microsoft Game Studios being one of them. Again, there
were like 4 major studios who did that too.
Was it recently or just all together?
They were recently, like they were all like grouped together. I think that was like linked in another one of the articles we talked about today.
It was on the list, but I removed it.
There were like 4, four whole publishers that were just kind of like, nah, we're good, and just like straight up pieced out. And it's kind of like, oh, really? But why though?
So for most of them, it's probably because they have their own gaming spaces, their own gaming fronts, and they're getting
Didn't some of them move to another one though?
I think they would like some were in talks with Stadia. I think that was.
Yeah, some may be in talks with Stadia, but a lot of them, they've been developing their own stuff. Like Microsoft Game Studios would remove theirs because they're just going to put theirs on xCloud.
Right.
So there's no need for them to be in 2 places. You just be in one. But that being said, you got all these publishers removing their games, but Ubisoft, again, the less problematic of the AAA studios, the least problematic of them, Ubisoft has stepped up to the plate and they are making sure that their games are available on GeForce Now which is interesting because the fact that they're a big partner with Google Stadia too. So Ubisoft like, look, you want to stream the games? We don't care. Put them wherever. Yeah. Have fun. It's great. The French are great. I love it. But yeah. So yeah, if you would like to try GeForce Now, go for it. It's completely free until June. I have not tried it since since before I bought my Apple TV, which was probably a few months ago. I wanted to use my Nvidia Shield for my entertainment center, but I hated the interface. It's like, yeah, fuck that. I just bought an Apple TV and never looked back. Yes, Stadia. It's still here and it's free now.
Stadia.
Have no
Until
excuse.
it goes the way of Google Wave.
Why?
Sounds about right.
Why did you have to bring
Google?
that up?
Google don't always like hang in with their mistakes now.
If I had something to hydrate with, I would do that. I should probably have something here. Just like, all right, hydrate.
That is correct. Yes, Google does need to chill. They need to have an entire set of bucket seats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was trying to say whenever they have Google I/O and that amphitheater, they'll have all the seats they need because ain't nobody coming. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did cancel it, but
all the seats.
Also, I'm mad that I just realized the title for this webpage has Nvidia misspelled, but I'm gonna move on.
Yep.
On to streaming news, and look who's back, Sid. It's Facebook. After giving us a setting on their main app to say, hey, you're looking at Facebook too much, Facebook invites you to look at an app too much with Facebook Gaming now debuting on Android. I believe iOS as well, but I pulled this from Android Police, so it's on Android at least. Facebook Gaming was already available across Southeast Asia and Latin America, but it has been fast-tracked in the US due to the pandemic. And this is what it looks like. You know, all the little screens there. Look. Yeah.
Have a need to discuss this whole thing. Why? Didn't we have a whole thing last week where they were just like, we have introduced a do not disturb feature because people need to not spend their time addicted to our application only to then take one application, add 3 features to it and said, but we're going to publish this though.
But it's gaming though.
You know, you just want Facebook to ever make a good decision. Just one good decision, aside from acquiring everybody like WhatsApp and Instagram.
Right.
But
by
good decisions, I mean ethical decisions.
But it's gaming.
Any of them. Pick one. Anyone will do.
But it's gaming. It's gaming.
So what's the do not disturb mode for? What's the do not disturb mode for? Could you, Mr. Zuckerberg?
He doesn't play video games. He doesn't play video games. He doesn't know it exists. He's a robot. No, I'm Mrs. Mark, come on, man. Like, chill. He's a robot. Don't tell him. Look, I'm not saying you're a robot. Damn it, he hears like a bat.
I would just like anybody to explain to me what they put the do not disturb feature in there for. Just don't lie to me is what I'm saying. If you want me to be like hopelessly addicted to a whole bunch of stuff and you were just going to spam me with notifications that I may or may not be able to turn off, then that's fine. But don't give me a do not disturb feature 1 week and then give me 3 extra apps 1 week later.
I mean, it sounds like Google, like they don't talk to each other over there either. Maybe this is what big Silicon Valley companies do. They just create all these different pockets and they don't talk to each other. So they just end up contradicting each other each time an app comes out.
Breathe.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you are part of that Facebook gaming ecosystem and you are in the US now, you now have a dedicated app to watch all of your favorite streamers like Thind or Stone Mountain 64 or maybe Nitro Luke DX.
Oh,
I don't know.
who mass is this?
That being
Sorry,
said,
mass.
oh, I do have an RTX voice article in here. I must have added this like at the last second. So for those who do not know, Nvidia just released a free noise canceling AI app that can remove noises. Now, last week we discussed Discord and how amazing it is for me to not be able to hear clapping on the other end. It's amazing. However, if I do it, you hear me because, you know, I'm not talking to you from Discord. However, Nvidia has now created an app to where if I installed it on my computer, it can work for me too. But I totally didn't install it because I didn't know it could work on GTX graphics cards. Graphics cards, not graphing cards. It could probably do graphs, but not what it's mainly for. So yeah, apparently they released this noise canceling app earlier this week. Branding it RTX, which again is very confusing. Just like with Minecraft though, you do not need an RTX card to use it. You can use a GTX graphics card. So yeah, I might be trying this out. It'll be really fun to use. But yeah, if you would like to cut out on so much noise because you clickety clack on that keyboard, or you know, you have a 3-year-old who refuses to use the bathroom and throws a temper tantrum just on the other side of a wall, you know, you can have an app that can drown that out for you. What do you guys think? Anybody words? Is anybody using that app now?
Not. That's good to know.
I plan on experimenting with it as soon as I can because we had a whole man with a hammer and a leaf blower pointed at his face, and you couldn't hear the microphone that wasn't even an arm's length away. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to point this at my GTX card. Apparently there is now that I see it, there is a thing you have to do in order to get it to work. So according to them, they've only had an RTX 2080 and GTX 1080 handy. Everything else is in office purgatory. Luckily, that's all I needed to see how RTX voice impacts the Turing and Pascal architectures and shine a light as to whether tensor cores are necessary for AI workload. Yeah, so they're saying that it's not that much of a difference between the two. It doesn't seem like the RTX cores are really that great. I mean, well, they are great. I really want that 2080. But yeah, if you've got a GTX 10 series card, I'd say still give it a try. See if that works out for you. Seeing as that, you know, it worked okay with the 1080, I'm going to go be trying this in the near future. But yeah. Well, I think that's all the news. That's it. There's no more.
We have made it through.
We did.
And intact.
Yes.
Surprisingly.
That being said, I think this would be a wonderful time to remind all of y'all that all the stuff that we talked about last week and the stuff that we're talking about this week is going to be on forums at thecookout.org. Listen. Major out here posting this stuff is good quality content.
Even the articles are cut.
Y'all need to be on that.
Yes.
Also, there is a Tech Talk. I think I created a Tech Talk post in the forums. There is a pinned post where you can ask questions. We can take questions. We can answer them. Or, you know, drag the companies who are making you ask these questions because, you know, we really good at that.
Yeah, we're very good at that.
Very good at that.
Very good at that. It's kind of like our hobby in a way.
Or if you have questions for us, I'm more than happy to answer questions about me. Love for you to get to know me. It's great.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, just out here with Telia building the cookout stronger every day, from the tech end. Getting pinged at 5 o'clock in the morning about website integrations.
Well, I mean, that's like 10 in the morning for her.
It's true. I don't knock her for that. I was like, what do you mean integration? There was a language barrier there, but we figured it out. Also, yeah, we're trying to work on getting closed caption support for the channel. So last night on my personal channel, Telia showed up. Again, it had to have been like 1 in the morning for her. She descended upon my channel and we began like knocking out a whole bunch of closed captioning stuff. So we're hopefully getting closer and closer with that one. Unfortunately, it involves running Chrome specifically. Like, I can't use Brave.
No, you literally can't, because fun fact on that one, for a technological thing, there is a specific API they have for voice to speech that only Google makes. That is why you can only use it in Chrome, and you can't use it in things like Firefox or anything else. Zero applications that let you caption on Twitch will function unless you have Google Chrome running when you use them.
That is a bummer.
Wow.
You would figure it was like, because Brave is a Chromium based browser. I would figure that would work, but apparently they are baking it into Chrome itself and not the open source browser, which sucks.
That does suck.
But I digress. But yeah, so many things are happening behind the scenes. Denny,
Absolutely.
While I set up some things on my end for a raid, what we got going on with St. Jude's? I know that is kicking off soon.
Oh no, that was today.
Oh, today.
So we had Twisted running up in there earlier this afternoon around the 1 o'clock time period. We had Denny running in a couple of hours ago too.
Okay. So we doing big things out here. But prize season is starting up. Twisted's running Charity 101 on Sunday. For those interested, is that going to be on the cookout?
No, that the thing with Twisted happened earlier today.
Well,
that was
Denny said that one was she's doing Charity 101 Sunday.
I think that is what channel is that on? I don't remember offhand.
Hopefully Denny heard and will respond. Give him some time. But I imagine it would be here. She's doing one for us, so yeah. So I guess it'll be here, and the cookout channel. So yep. So it'll be Sunday, I imagine, probably about 1. I don't know. Just check the Twitters.
Oh, it's on the cookout channel this Sunday.
Yep, she's doing one for the cookout channel to help folks and answer questions. I was right. It was 1 p.m. Eastern. So yep, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/thecookout. Pleasantly Twisted she is our charity lead and stream on one of our stream ambassadors along with Big Kev here. She'll be kicking off some of the charity streaming stuff, answering questions, helping people out. So definitely check back in Sunday, 1 p.m. right here on the cookout. If you're looking for any more information, you can definitely check out the announcements channel and the Discord. Prize season kicks off tomorrow. And we are currently getting people signed up for the marathon. And you know what? I actually think I might sign up. I might just do that. Mm-hmm. I found like I told you, I found my new calling in doing paint by numbers. I love it. It's great. After I set all this stuff up, I'm going to go paint some more before bed. It's going to be great. But yeah, I'm going to stop stalling. Looks like X Mira is playing some Division 2. So let's go and give her that raid. Of course, this has been Tech Talk Thursdays for April 23rd, 2020. Shouts out
April, who has been speeding because March took forever, but April was like, "No, I'm not trying to stick around. I'm not trying to get this Rona. I'm out."
Fucking.
Hey, shouts out to Kev. Shouts out to Sin. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Of course, you guys could have been anywhere in the world, watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech news yourself, but of course, we know you're lazy. You'd rather us read it to you. And besides, would you even get it with this much attitude if you read it by yourself? I don't think so.
Wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
And a fan.
With a fan.
Yeah.
And a sip of adult beverage.
Exactly.
That's what we said.
Just a wee
Well,
sip.
we keeping that off screen. I don't need to know about what's in here.
It's just Coke. It's Coke. That's it. That's all it is. It's Coke. Don't worry about that. Yes, we're going to throw this right over to X Mirror. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.